Hello, everybody. It's Rebecca Johnson of Supergirl Radio, and I don't think my microphone is correct. So this should be the better microphone now. So all of that should be good. Morgan, I see you down there. Are you ready to go as well? Okay. I am so sorry for sending the document so late.
It's okay.
Minutes before we went live. So we are going to be talking about Supergirl 2025, number 5, which is another issue in the Sophie Campbell run of what we've been diving into with the new Supergirl stuff. So we're going to be talking about that. And really, I think that's all we should talk about. I know that James Gunn turned in a script for that Man of Tomorrow movie.
Oh, yes.
The Summer of Superman. It's over.
That's true.
It's fall now.
The fall of Supergirl begins. They were like Summer of Superman because Superman comes out in the summer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone's so hyped about Supergirl. What I'm hearing on the streets is that people are talking about it nonstop. So they're like, you know what? I think that the hype cycle for Supergirl should be a little bit under a year, like starting in the fall, continuing into the summer. Just every season will be her season.
I think so. So we are aware that things are happening with Superman, but pump the brakes. Supergirl's coming up. That's all we want to talk about.
It's not his time again. Okay. Superman. Oh, I'm Superman. I need to have a second movie. Let her have her first.
Yes. So we're just going to be talking. We're just here for Supergirl tonight.
Just like the t-shirt says.
Go to the DCTV DCTV podcast TeePublic store and get your Just Here for Supergirl t-shirt. Okay. Well, yeah, I think if you're ready and I'm ready, we should maybe go ahead and get started because we have a lot of super pets to talk about.
A lot of super pets.
A lot of things to break down. I have so many questions for you, Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get started and we're going to be talking about Supergirl number 5.
McGurk! I love typing.
Not mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira. I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom, because
she looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. It's so fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Yes! Welcome to Supergirl Radio, your source for all things related to the character of Kara Zor-El. My name is Rebecca Johnson.
I'm Morgan Glennon.
And for this episode of the podcast, we are live and wired to discuss and review Supergirl 2025, number 5, which was written by Sophie Campbell with cover art by Sophie Campbell. The artists on this were Paulina Ganesho. I hope I did not butcher that. Ganesho and Rosie Campy, maybe? I'm sorry again if I butchered that. Kendall Good and Marissa Louise were the colorists. Becca Carey was the letterer. Gillian Grant was the assistant editor. Brittany Holzer was the senior editor. So a lot of credits on this. And so hopefully I didn't butcher those names too badly. Lots of good stuff there. And thank you to all those comic book creators for putting out Supergirl issues. So we are going to get right to it. We're going to be talking about Supergirl number 5 in the description for this issue, which was titled Pause and Effect. Reads, quote, when Kara is called away to solve some super problems in Metropolis, Lena Luthor and the Super Pets are left to defend Midvale. Can Streaky and Crypto finally put aside their differences for the greater good? Question mark. Or will they end up fighting like cats and dogs? You won't want to miss this fun-filled flip book adventure featuring the newest additions to the Super Pet family, Titano and Candy, unquote. I don't really think there was a beef between Streaky and Crypto. That's
Oh.
not what I got out of it.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
actually
how that
true.
read to you?
I thought that it was I kind of zonked out, and for some reason thought that they said candy and crypto, and I was like, yeah, that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is another case of the description writer not being what was our description writer on Supergirl Radio? What have we named her? Veronica or something?
Veronica. It was Veronica. Yes.
This wasn't Veronica, okay? Because Veronica brought like a sense of whimsy, a little spiciness to the description. Sure, sometimes Veronica would put in stuff that wasn't in the episode, right? But that's just because she was crazy. Yeah, I feel like they expected it to be like a cats versus dogs thing, and then instead it's like a dog versus bunny thing, which is not a traditional rivalry. But yeah, I didn't even notice that until you mentioned it, and then I was like,
Yeah, I didn't really get that out of this issue. So I guess we will talk about the various team ups, the unlikely duos, the unlikely team ups in this issue. Because Lena Luthor is put in charge of them. But really, there wasn't a lot of Lena, though. She's sort of put in charge of them, and then she kind of loses
she
track
sort
of
of
them.
doesn't do a good job.
But really, these are super pets. You don't have to watch out for their protection.
No, they're good.
I think they're gonna be fine. And they're very intellectual. They have thought bubbles. They think things.
They think, therefore they are. Speaking of super pets, just as an update, Beaker had decided that he wanted to sleep under my desk tonight, and I came over to start podcasting, and I thought that he was going to move out of the way, but he's decided to go like a different path, which is to not move at all. So now I have to be like all the way back from my desk.
So he's basically pulling a Streaky.
He
it's time to lie down, and he's just gonna sit there.
Which is funny because that was my favorite moment of the issue, and also what I chose to have in my subhead, which says definitely time to lie down.
I do what I did, and I guess maybe we'll just start talking about Streaky, because Streaky, in my opinion, was the best part of this issue. But we'll talk about all the super pets.
A true star.
I see Sophie Campbell's Streaky bias really well.
I do too. I do. Streaky supremacy, if you will.
Because what I liked about this issue is that Streaky had a real personality, and Streaky's personality was like looking down at other people or other super pets, because Streaky is way better than them.
So much better. So much better.
And I really enjoyed that. Streaky teaming up with Titano doesn't really see Titano as a real partner at the beginning, and maybe sort of looks down on Titano, calls him an idiot, says he's so easily entertained. So I really enjoyed that. Streaky was a little mean at first, and then I think Streaky and Titano learned how to work together. But I did enjoy that Streaky had this personality that was consistent throughout the issue, and made Streaky different than the other super pets. And so I thought that Sophie Campbell did a really good job of distinguishing, the super cat from the super dog, and the super bunny, and the super Titano thing, which I think the
tiny my little tiny Tano.
I guess he's an ape. Is he an ape? Or
he's a little tiny ape.
A little tiny.
He's pocket sized now.
I don't know what species actually he is, but I guess he's an ape.
That's a great question. I also don't know.
But they're different super pets in this issue, but Streaky, I think, stands out as having a real, like, knows who he is kind of thing. And I enjoyed
what he's about,
knows what he's about. And I like that Sophie Campbell let him be a cat. So per your experience, though, is the way that Streaky acts, is that very feline in your opinion?
But per my experience of my cats, who also don't really do anything and like to lie around, they don't care if I say want to sit there. They're already sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like very, very accurate to the average cat. They like to sit down when you're asking them to move. They like to move when you just want them to sit down. They like to do their own things. They like to knock things off of shelves and potentially break them. Last night, Beaker broke a Halloween decoration that I've had for many years. That was glass, so it shattered everywhere.
Oh no!
Then we had to clean up the glass. That he did it. It scared him, and then he ran away, leaving us to do the cleanup.
Of course, he's not going to help you clean that up.
He was not going to help me clean up in any way, even though it was his fault because he was running around the house. He jumped and he knocked things over, but he was like, how'd that happen? I have some ideas, Beaker. He's now sleeping under my feet. He hears what I'm saying, but he doesn't care. And just like Streaky, where Streaky was like, this seems like it's going to become annoying. Maybe I give up. Maybe the kittens have to figure out their own way, you know?
So Streaky and Tiny Tano, they do happen upon some super kittens because of the super substance that was infecting folks earlier with decay. In an earlier issue, the super substance has been kind of tossed aside outdoors, and kittens have gotten into the super substance, and they have become super kittens, and they have like grown like a dinosaur head, I guess. Is that
the dinosaur head I was a little unclear on. They were like, oh look, it's all these kittens. Like there's a later scene where the kittens are like running around in the town, and people were like, kittens, and I was like, no one's concerned about the dinosaur head one. Like I would see that, and I don't think my first reaction would be, what a cute kitten. It would be like, whoa, no. What in the Jurassic Park is happening?
There's a cat
hubris.
A cat who can elongate itself, and I guess a cat that can float of some kind.
Yeah, one cat kind of looks like a giraffe and a cat combination. Also something that I would be very concerned
terrifying,
about.
Yes.
Another cat is just like burping a cloud of purple gas. Like each one of these kittens is terrifying in their own way.
The only one who seems to be troubled by the situation is Streaky, who does say this is trouble.
Streaky, Tiny Tano is like, oh, look at the kittens are so cute, and Streaky's like, oh, this looks like a hassle.
Streaky knows what kittens are like and what it's like to be a cat, so I assume that that plays into Streaky's thought process here. So the kittens cause some trouble throughout the town. Titano tries to take over and help out with the kittens, but Streaky does have a plan for them. I guess because of his experience as a cat, he would know these things. So correct me if I'm wrong, Morgan, in terms of the resolution to these super kittens causing problems in Midvale. Streaky puts cat food in the dirt with the super substance, I guess. How did you read that?
I think what they did is they went to the grocery store and they got a bunch of cat food. Now, I have a couple of follow-up questions about this because I have to say it does appear to the naked eye as if they stole that cat food. I don't think that they understand like US legal tender or have any. So I don't think that they paid for it unless like Streaky had like a little credit card, like a
Super Pets credit card.
He just like, maybe he did self checkout. Maybe I'm judging him unfairly.
He could have done self checkout.
He did have a little bag, which does make you think maybe somebody wrung him out. I'm sad that we missed that scene. Anyway, this was all for the greater good, so it's fine. But it seems like they go to the grocery store, they get a bunch of cat food, then they put a bunch of cat food in a pile on the ground. The kittens are like, yeah, cat food. They eat the cat food, the giant pile, but they eat it too fast,
and it causes them some stomach trouble.
It causes their tummies to be upset. Cats notoriously sensitive stomachs, constantly puking all over your house.
That sounds like you can speak from experience.
Yes, because just this week somebody puked in my house. Just this week somebody broke my stuff and puked in my house. It's amazing that they're so cute. That's why. Thank God, because they have like Beaker especially has some real personality quirks that I don't always care for. So because kittens, all of them have sensitive tummies. They ate the food too fast, and then they all puke, allowing them to puke out the super substance and get it out of their tiny kitten systems. I think what Streaky's shown is that he really understands cat behavior. First of all, makes sense. He is a cat. And then also he's like thinking ahead. He's like really thinking strategically on like how they're going to get the super substance out of the kittens, because just trying to corral the kittens, there is that saying about like trying to herd cats, because you can't get a cat to do anything ever really that you want it to do. If you want the cat to do something, the cat's probably going to do the exact opposite of the thing that you want the cat to do. The kittens were all over the town. They were causing havoc. They were going to a construction site. They were trying to play with live wires. So, I mean, just the other day, I have like this like spooky tree in the corner that's like got a bunch of lights on it for, fall/Halloween decorations, and Beaker started pulling on one of the lights and almost toppled the tree. So the live wire situation of it did really resonate with me.
To be fair to Beaker, though, you've had these problems before with him with the Christmas tree. So maybe isn't it on you though to put another tree?
I keep on tempting him. I keep on putting the tree.
What is he supposed to do, Morgan? Not climb on the tree?
It's the last temptation of Beaker. He's trying his hardest, but he's only a cat, he can't do it.
You keep doing this to him.
I keep doing it to him, and I keep expecting different results. The true definition of insanity.
So they do sort of, not even sort of, they do puke up the super substance. And the worst part of the whole thing is that they have to, Tiny Tano and Streaky have to gather all of the super substance that has now been puked out of the cats.
Not great.
And they have to get all of that up and get rid of it. But
Tiny Tano is really impressed with this plan. Tiny Tano is like, wow, Streaky is a genius. And Streaky is like, wow, I am a genius. Really, they really hit the self-satisfaction of a cat in general. It's like cats are just like, you're an idiot and I'm really smart, even though I got very scared when I broke your thing and I didn't mean to do that. But maybe it was my plan all along. Who's to know?
Such a genius move. But I think this story has a nice little, so really there are two stories in this issue. And this story with Streaky and Tiny Tano, I think, has a really nice ending because the kittens do find a home. They find a place where someone is going to take care of them. Streaky and Tiny Tano arrange for them to go to the Midvale Humane Society. And so they're going to be looked after and taken care of. So I thought that was a nice ending, even though Streaky did not want to have anything to do with Tiny Tano at the beginning. No. I think they actually worked well together.
I think they ended up being a very good team. As you mentioned, there's like two stories in this issue. One that's Tiny Tano and Streaky, the other that is Crypto and Candy the bunny. I'd say out of those two stories, I felt like this was the better story, honestly. I thought it had like a little bit more going on in it, even though obviously there's a lot in the Crypto and Candy one. But I thought it was this one.
That's the one I have the questions about.
A lot going on there. I mean, a lot. But I do feel like I enjoyed this one a little bit more in terms of like the cleverness, showing off the cleverness of Streaky and how Tiny Tano is ready to be a super pet and how he's really embraced his destiny once they shrunk him down. He's loving his little cape. He's doing his best, and he's kind of like looking around, absorbing what the super pets are doing, which I thought was interesting because I would expect that kind of storyline from maybe Candy to kind of mirror Lesla. But it does feel like in some ways Tiny Tano's story is kind of more mirroring Lesla, as she is kind of shadowing Supergirl and learning what it's like to be a superhero. Tiny Tano is doing the same with the super pets and this issue specifically Streaky and being like, oh, okay, this is what it's like to be a super pet, and like I better like work hard at this and become a better super pet. And I really liked both of those characters' interactions, and we did see them work together in one of the last issues where Tiny Tano used his kryptonite vision.
Yes.
So Tiny Tano was like, me and Streaky were tight. We've worked together in the past. We really vibe. Streaky is like, why is he on me?
Why is he here?
I didn't ask for him to be here. Fine.
Now, that is such a good point about the comparison to Supergirl and Leslie, which is something I hadn't thought of. But I could see Streaky sort of being that Supergirl kind of character who knows the right thing to do. Streaky's been in a situation like this before, probably has done some superheroing, is the veteran of the two. And so I could totally see that. Now,
Streaky's
I did have
like, stick with me, kid.
I'll show you the ropes. I did have a question about Tiny Tano, because at one point he didn't look so tiny. Can he get big and then shrink himself down, like while he's going through the city?
Which scene did he look bigger?
So there's,
I might have missed
it's
it.
right. Well, to me, he sort of looked bigger, and I didn't know if I was
I think it's
after Streaky lies down.
the best scene in the book where
the
Streaky's
best
like,
panel, yes.
Definitely time to lie down, he says, and then he starts like grooming his paw.
Yeah, so that next panel, it looked like Titano had grown bigger. Is that just me like assuming things?
I think it's like a perspective thing where he's jumping. He's kind of like doing a to cross-reference a Spider-Man thing where he's,
is he like
from thing to thing.
Oh, okay. So he's like using the cables.
Yeah, I think
to
he's either
sort of
using
swing.
the cables or he's jumping off of the light fixture and then jumping onto the cables to kind of like swing into the construction zone area. So I think he's kind of doing like a monkey swinging around thing. And so he is closer to our perception. So he is bigger, whereas the people are kind of smaller because they're further on the ground. But now that I'm looking at the panel, it does look like he's huge in that one, but I think it's just because he's like flying through the air. He's tiny, he's flying through the air, but he's closer to us as the audience.
I could buy that. But then I'm also looking down at the panel where Tiny Tano on that same page has picked up some of the kittens.
Yeah, I do wonder how tiny he's supposed to be, because at one point he is riding on Streaky's back, right? Like the average cat is not very large. The average cat is like, maybe 15 pounds. Maybe a big cat is like maybe 20 pounds. So we're not talking about a big animal. So to be small enough to ride on a cat's back, you have to be a pretty small.
You have to be
gorilla,
tiny.
like a very tiny gorilla. So yeah, I think I take your point, which is that he shouldn't be able to hold a bunch of kittens in his arms because they should be about his size, right?
Yeah, they should be almost bigger.
I feel like the issue kind of forgot how big he's actually supposed to be.
I was just really confused because I was like, well, I could maybe buy if like Tiny Tano can like make himself bigger and then make himself shrink, I guess. But I just didn't know if they had established that. So I just
That's a great question, because like now I'm noticing, because he's gathering all the kittens, which again, if he's small enough to ride on a cat's back, he should be about the size of a kitten, but he's picking the kittens up and they look smaller than him. But then like in the very next panel, after all the kittens fly away, he is riding on Streaky's back again, and once again he looks much smaller than Streaky. So I do feel like the relative size of Tiny Tano was a little bit variable in this issue. When you can never say that this podcast won't go down rabbit holes other podcasts haven't thought about.
We needed to clear this up, because if his name is Tiny Tano, he should be tiny.
Listen, we're not critiquing, but we would like to know what the scale of Tiny Tano is. If we could get like, say, like a Like, you know how like you mark a child's height on a door
Yes.
frame? If we could get that, but for Tiny Tano, could we like maybe mark his height on the door frame against Crypto and Streaky?
Yes,
So
that
we
would be
could
so
tell-
helpful.
That'd be so helpful. Like, where's Candy? Where's Tiny Tano? Where's Streaky? Where's Crypto? And then we could tell if, like, say the art was deceptive of his size.
Yes, I think that's important to
We're
distinguish.
asking the big questions here. How tiny is Tiny Tano?
I think it's a fair question to ask myself. So thank you for clearing that up, sort of, I guess, maybe with me, because I did have a question about that. Was there anything else about the streaky Tiny Tano story in the issue that you wanted to talk about before we move on to Crypto and Candy?
I like how Streaky is like, the cats were a little cute, I suppose, but like not that cute. I do feel like that's like how a full-grown cat would feel about kittens. They would be like, yes, I suppose they're okay, but like they're not as cute as me, the main cat in the universe.
Streaky is definitely the best one. He is
Definitely
the
the
smartest. He is he's just the best one. So the kittens might be cute, but he is definitely the best one.
But he is our king, and we love Streaky. I will say this was a funny week to like reread this comic because I just the other night watched the movie Flow, which is, if you haven't seen it, it's an animated movie about like a little black cat surviving sort of in a post-apocalyptic landscape and making friends with like a capybara.
Is this an
and
animated thing?
it's an animated
Okay,
movie.
I
It's
feel
on
like I know the one you're talking
It's
about.
on our good friend HBO Max. It was produced by approximately 25 production companies in Europe,
Oh my gosh.
based on the 2 minutes it takes to get through all the logos in the beginning of the movie. But they're not like talking animals. They're like meow and stuff like that. And I watched it last night, and I just kept on being like, "Oh my god, is the cat gonna be okay? Oh my god!" Like the amount of stress.
Does the cat die.com?
Yeah,
does that
I went
exist?
to doesthedogdie.com to see if the cat was okay, and then I was like, oh, okay.
So
I can go back to
does
this
the
movie.
dog.com, does the dog die.com, it talks about cats too?
Doesthedogdie.com, it has expanded beyond just is the dog okay to is all animals okay?
That's nice.
And now it's just like a bunch of trigger warnings. Like I sometimes go there for horror movies to be like, how gross is gross? Like how gross is like what's the gore level of this movie? And then you can see like people are like, you know, does anybody have a broken bone in this movie? I guess people are like, I hate that.
Yeah.
And now you can find out. Very very helpful if you like horror movies but you don't like gore. It's a great resource. Also, if you like animals and you feel like you're going to be real bummed out if one dies in a movie, I'll still watch the movie, but I like to go in knowing. I used to.
It helps if you know.
I'll look and I'll go, not getting attached to you, and then I'll still cry when the animal dies, but I know it's coming. So like you can't get me, you can't affect me as a like why.
So Flow was good.
So Flow is great. I really enjoyed it. And it had this issue, obviously we have the animals thinking in like full human sentences and things like that. Flow, they're just like going around being animals. They are steering a boat at one point, spoiler alert. So they're like a little smarter than the average animal, but they're mostly doing like animal things. But I was like, oh, it's so funny to like watch
they're sailors.
Yeah, to watch this movie where it's all animals and the whole movie is about animals, and then the next day to read this issue where it's all about the super pets and it's all of their super pet adventures, and there's not really a lot of people in it. So I was like, what great timing.
Just everything should just be pets all the time.
All media should be about at least one cat. I think that is my criteria for a good movie or comic book.
I think that's a good standard to have personally. As someone who cannot be around cats because I am deathly allergic, I like to be able to consume cat content. It's not going to kill me. I feel good about that.
Exactly. You can experience these cats, but you don't have the danger level.
Yes. It's very, very nice. So I guess since we talked about Streaky and Tiny Tano, they're a little unlikely duo that becomes productive and successful at the end and heroic. And the other unlikely duo is Crypto and Leslie's bunny, Candy, with a K. Candy with a K.
This is like my other favorite panel. So you really got them both.
Yeah. So Crypto and Candy team up to go after Princess Shark, who shows up in Midvale. She has previously had an encounter with Supergirl. She's very angry with Supergirl. And so she comes back to Midvale to try to have another go at Supergirl. But Supergirl's not there because she and Leslie go to Metropolis. So the Super Pets, Crypto and Candy, have to deal with Princess Shark. So, Morgan, I know we talked about Princess Shark previously because Princess Shark, I want to say, shows up in issue number 1. But I had more questions about Princess Shark in this one. First of all, I love that she has like a sword that's made out of a shark tooth.
That's pretty cool.
I like it. As someone who will have to several times a summer go with my work to a creek and look for shark teeth, I found this very fun. So I find lots of shark teeth actually in the summertime.
Have you ever found one big enough to make into a sword for yourself?
No. But
now, I guess I've got a second question in that. Do you think that you found one big enough to be a sword for Tiny Tano?
Probably for Tiny Tano.
Based on his size that we're trying to rough out here.
For Tiny Tano, perhaps, yes. So I enjoyed the shark tooth sword. But then the flying sharks, though.
Yeah, I did have some questions about that.
What are your thoughts about the flying sharks?
How are they flying? Like, what's going on under the sea? Like, I know that like it's maybe not for us to know what goes on, beneath the waves and everything, but I don't feel like they should be flying. Like, has something? I mean, I guess she is talking and has a giant sword made out of a shark tooth. So why am I questioning their flight?
True. Yeah. That's fair.
She has like an outfit on and everything. That didn't
like a little swimsuit.
That didn't throw me at all. I just accepted that as being something that was happening. But I was thrown off by the flying shark, and I think now that I'm thinking about it, that is a little ridiculous. If you accept one, I feel like you do have to kind of accept the other one. I thought it was kind of funny, the idea that like Princess Shark also has her own super pets. And they're the flying sharks because the flying sharks don't like really talk, and she's like, go get them, and then they fly out of nowhere and like attack. So I do kind of like the idea that Princess Shark is to like Supergirl as the flying sharks are like to the super pets.
That is also a good point. The thing that I had a question about really with the flying sharks is, if they can fly, what is the point of sharks being in the water?
Yeah, see, that is it's a great question. I guess they like the water better.
So being in the water is a choice, not a necessity for them to live.
Yeah, it feels like if you took a shark out of the water and you just like sort of put him down on the land, that'd be bad for him because of like death and stuff.
Sure.
But these guys seem like they're just flying around, just having a day, and like she's Princess Shark and she's talking. So I guess these sharks can exist outside of the water for long amounts of time at the very least. But yeah, I want to know what the biology that goes into the shark people. I want to know about their culture. Every time we see Princess Shark, I'm like, give me more Princess Shark. Let me know more about her. How is she? Is she a ruler? Does she have, or is she like, is there a king shark, a queen shark?
So King Shark is a Flash villain.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I think he's also a big character in the Harley Quinn animated show.
Right. Yes.
Where he's very funny. So yeah. So I guess Princess Shark would be like his daughter.
I think so, but I don't know if we have that confirmed.
I just
But
want to
it
know more
only
about
makes
the
sense.
shark. It like you know how you can like go out and you can get like a poster of like the kings of England or
Yeah.
whatever, and you
Yeah.
can trace the royal line. I want to do that, but with the sharks. Like,
Is there a queen shark? I guess there
Is-
has to be.
is there? Yeah, there's a king shark. Is queen shark still in the picture? How do they feel about their daughter just like going into Midvale, like creating havoc? Are they kind of embarrassed? Are they proud? I want to know more about the whole shark family and how they all sort of relate to each other. Maybe at some point this run will go and we'll go under DC and we'll find out.
Would you read a Princess Shark comic book title?
Absolutely. Yeah. If they were like, we're spinning off a character from this run, I would be excellent. I can't wait to read more about Princess Shark. I would just assume it was her. She's got that swag.
Yeah, I can imagine the
And
Princess
as Abby
Shark.
said,
Yes.
I like her jellyfish like cape skirt thing.
Yes.
Yeah. She's also got an incredible sense of fashion.
I would like it. I kind of feel like if she is royalty, she needs to have a lot of drama. A lot of kings and queens have a lot of scandals and things that happen in their lives where things have gone awry. So I would like to think that Princess Shark, she's got some things she's dealing with.
Okay, Rebecca, I'm going to pitch you something.
Pitch it.
And I think that you're going to like it. It's Princess Shark, but it's called The Crown. And it's basically just like The Crown, like it's same level of production, same level of like drama, same level of acting, but it's the shark royalty. And like we're just sort of seeing like maybe Princess Shark has like a brother who marries a divorcee. We don't know, right? We don't know what's going to happen.
I love this. And maybe there's a point where someone renounces their claim to the throne, and that causes a lot of problems, and somebody else has to step in and become the queen. Maybe Princess Shark like has to become the queen.
The shark speech.
I love this.
I think this is great. I mean, who's not gonna? Everyone's tuning in for this. This is not a niche program that only Rebecca and I are interested in.
Okay, I'm also going to pitch something specifically for you.
I'm excited.
What if King Shark has 8 wives or 6 wives? Which should he have? Should he have 6 wives?
6.
Yeah?
6 wives.
6 wives.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think there should be some scandals that happen with the 6 wives. But Princess Shark is there, like witnessing it, and then maybe she becomes the queen somehow with the royal lineage, like the King
Then
Shark.
It's like a golden age, and then we go into like Shakespeare Shark.
I think we should write
Shakespeare Shark in Love. We just recreate the British royalty, but they're all sharks. I think this is a winning idea. DC, if you're listening, we know you are. We'll pitch you the book. People are going to line up to read this. It's not just going to be the 2 of us. There'll be at least 2 people in the chat, I think, that will be into this. 4 people, DC, come on.
That would sell better than some of their books, let's be honest.
Right?
I think this could actually work because there are so many different kinds of sharks. You've got your great whites.
Different kinds of sharks.
You've got your great whites, but you've got your nurse
styles of royalty. We could do like a Marie Antoinette thing with like a hammerhead.
I love this. I think we should brainstorm this and workshop it, and then maybe submit it. Maybe we'll just be like, "Hey,
here,
this is here if you want it.
If you want it, the people want it, but we're not the money men, right? We can't make the decision." Oh my God, Abby makes a good point. This would be a great tie-in for Shark Week.
Yes, I think so. And because isn't Shark Week on Discovery?
Which
also is part of Warner Brothers. Synergy.
You guys, synergy. Just like Jack Donaghy said.
I think this is a winning idea, and I think we should write it up.
That I think this is a no-brainer, really.
Between your knowledge of the older monarchy history and my
Yeah.
knowledge of more of the
That's
recent things,
true.
we could maybe merge them together.
We don't know. I don't know a lot about sharks, but I feel like that's the easy part, right? We'll just figure that out as we go along.
We can just make stuff up about sharks. They can fly, they can swim,
They
they can do
can
whatever.
fly, they're out of the water. So I feel like we're already playing loosey-goosey with the things I know about sharks.
So yes, I did enjoy the shark bits in this issue, and I would like to see more about Princess Shark.
We might need to minimize the amount of readers to 3 because Stanley says not sure about this crazy pitch. LOL.
Stanley, we need to have it visualized for you. I think if we could visualize it for you and
If
like
you could
really
see
make
the
you picture
story,
it.
if we could give you the Mad Men pitch, right? Like picture it, your childhood. There's a shark there. You want to read it. Did that sway you at all? That's what Don Draper did, I think, in every issue, every episode. So
I think if we wrote it out and had a really good artist on it, I think we could do it.
Abby in the chat says way better than Sharknado. And
High praise.
CV Cube
high
says,
praise.
I will 100% read/watch this. So again, we've got like maybe even 5 people here. DC.
High praise if it's better than Sharknado.
That
Because
is high praise.
Sharknado was cinema.
I mean, a cultural moment for sure.
When Ian Ziering uses what is it, the chainsaw? He chainsaws his way
that's
out of
right.
a shark. I was like, wow. This
Wow.
is one of the greats.
Well,
one of the greats.
We've achieved it, the peak of human expression. This is art. People ask a lot.
That
what is
was
art?
art.
Painting of horses and Sharknado.
So I will take that compliment for sure. So I guess we talked a little bit about Princess Shark, and then we have Crypto.
That's
and
what they
Candy.
wanted us to take away from this issue, right?
Princess Shark monarchy comic book title. We need to do it. But Crypto and Candy have a little bit of a tough time finding their way with each other in terms of being partners and learning how to be heroes together. What did you think about their team up?
I thought their team up was really fun. I like that Crypto, who is a very good boy, he's always kind of seeing the best in people. He's always just like excited to be there. Very typical like dog behavior. He's really excited. He's like, Candy and I are becoming friends, I think. And Candy is like, I will destroy him. It is my job to destroy. Lesla has told me it is my job to destroy him, and I will destroy him. And then he's like, wow, she's playing kind of funny. As she's like shooting eye beams at him, and he has to like save some townspeople from Candy shooting eye beams. And then Candy starts to mellow out when Crypto picks her up by her little cape and starts carrying her around. She's kind of getting sleepy. She's like, you know what? This isn't so bad.
This is nice.
This is kind of nice. So already, even before they have to team up, Crypto is winning Candy over just by giving her kind of a free ride around. And like, I think that would work for me as well. So I really relate it to Candy in that way. It's oh, I'm sleepy. Like, okay. I never want to drive in my car. If I can be the passenger, I'm going to take that opportunity, just like Candy.
Yeah.
But then, of course, they have to fight Princess Shark, who is there to fight Supergirl, but Supergirl's not around. And Princess Shark's pretty mad about that. She's like, I should be fighting Supergirl, not you pets. And it's like, first off, rude. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's who's here. Just you got to make do. No one's better than anyone else here, Princess Shark. This is such a royalty perspective. Okay. Snob alert.
That's what a princess would say.
Exactly. Snob alert, Princess Shark. And then, of course, poor Candy gets eaten by a shark. Now, I did not see that one coming. And I was very concerned for little Candy that she wasn't going to make it out. But thankfully, Crypto just kind of bonks him in the chin and he spits her out, which worked out.
Yeah. So just pops right out of the mouth and everything is okay. And then they use their heat vision to attack Princess Shark at the same time. And that, I guess, is enough to make Princess Shark want to go away. She's like, I'm done here because they have teamed up against me.
Abby in the chat says, Candy flying out of Princess Shark was hilarious to me.
In the same vein, I think we could maybe compare it to Sharknado. and how
Yeah.
Ian Ziering comes out of the
That's true.
shark.
That's true. Yeah, the like Crypto was Candy's chainsaw in a way, because Candy comes flying out of that shark, and Crypto thinks, "Ooh, that's close." My friend almost just got eaten. I loved the panel where they're both doing the heat vision, and like Crypto looks like really scary and is like growling, but Candy, because she is a bunny, just kind of looks straight on. I think that's funny. I like that they didn't try to make Candy make a vicious face. It's like, well, she is a bunny. I mean,
I mean,
what are
it's it's hard to not make her look cute because
Yeah,
like her
she's
ears and stuff. Like I think she's still
so
just gonna be
floppy.
cute.
She's
Yeah.
like frowning a little bit, which I think is cute.
But they're very serious. They're very
serious. They're
and
eyes on
fighting.
the prize.
Yeah. So they do seem to, once they defeat Princess Shark, they seem to get along pretty well, and they're bonding over things. Crypto says, "I love food," and Candy says, "I love food," and so they really they bond. They find that they have things in common. So
I like that
yeah.
we joke about, who would win in a race, right? Like Supergirl or the Flash. And I like that Crypto is thinking, I love running, and Candy's thinking, I could outrun him if I wanted to.
If I wanted to,
If I wanted
I
to.
don't at
I
the moment,
don't.
but
I don't.
could.
I want him to feel comfortable here. But he wouldn't feel comfortable if he knew how fast I was.
Are bunnies fast?
They're very fast.
Can they because
They hop.
they
hop
have
pretty
to
fast.
hop though.
I think they're pretty good. They're pretty fast with their hopping. I've tried to like sneak up on a bunny to take a photo, and like, man, they make it. They just book it out. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get a picture of that cute little bunny.
Okay, so the Google AI overview, which I hate with a passion, but
Which I'm sure is 100% correct.
It's the first thing that popped up, though. It says wild rabbits can reach top speeds of 25 to 45 miles per hour in short, powerful bursts, while domesticated rabbits are slower. So if Candy is a wild rabbit, she's probably pretty fast.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I see from the bunnylady.com, which is also for sure a reputable site. It says on average, rabbits have a maximum running speed of about 30 miles per hour. Some hares can even reach speeds of 45. So, however, most rabbits do not reach these top speeds. Yeah, that makes sense. So I wonder if a bunny would be faster than a dog.
Well, how fast is like a we're really getting into
We're
this.
going this is what the people come to this podcast.
How fast do because Crypto's usually what like a he's not a golden retriever. What's the other one? Labrador?
Yeah, so petlab.co petlabco.com. Sorry, I want to accurately describe my sources. Says a dog's running speed varies significantly by breed, with greyhounds being the fastest dog breed, capable of reaching up to 45 miles per hour. So it's based on that. It is possible that Candy might be a little bit faster than Crypto.
That's wild. Yeah, the AI overview says a Labrador retriever can run at speeds of 20 to 30 miles per hour in short bursts, with some sources citing top speeds closer to 35 miles per hour. So technically, maybe Sophie Campbell did her research on this. Technically, Candy could outrun Crypto.
Yeah, I think I do feel like everything in this issue was thoroughly fact checked. I think that sharks can fly out of the water. I think that the ape was always the same size in every
He never
panel.
got bigger.
Never got bigger or smaller, and could both ride on the back of the cat and also hold an armful of kittens. I think everything in here checks out 100%. We're not, I wouldn't say this is nitpicking. I would say this is going down rabbit holes that are very specific to us.
Rabbit holes, though.
Oh. I did that on purpose.
Yeah, intentional puns. Okay, so is there anything, I guess, is there anything about Crypto and Candy you want to talk about before we talk about the cliffhanger?
I do like that that Candy is like a little antisocial because Crypto makes friends with another dog, and Candy says Crypto is better than that other dog. I love you, Candy. You can tell that Leslie was kind of a villain, like a little bit of a villain, and Candy is a little bit of a villain's super pet. Like
Yeah.
Candy's still kind of learning how to like be friendly and kind of be out there in the universe. Candy hasn't got it 100%.
Candy is trying, and I think
Candy is trying her best.
Yeah, I think she gets there towards the end. So it's nice to see them reunited with Supergirl and Lesla. Speaking of Supergirl, though, something happens to Supergirl at the end of this issue, and I'm not sure exactly what is going on, but she seems to collapse. Do you have any thoughts, Morgan?
I was really confused. So the end of the issue comes. They kind of make fun of Lena for not being able to run very fast or far, which seems unkind.
Well, she's a goth who has a lair inside. She probably doesn't go outside to run much.
Yeah, she's going to that very well patronized goth club in town, and she is doing her science experiments. Like, she's not doing a couch to 5K. Leave her alone. And then all of a sudden, sort of out of nowhere, Supergirl is like, "You guys," and then just collapses. So I don't really know what's going on with Supergirl. I don't think we got any kind of indication that she wasn't feeling well earlier in the issue. I'm wondering, maybe we'll flash back to what she and Leslie got up to while the super pets were
in
super petting,
Metropolis, yeah.
and maybe that had something to do with it. Otherwise, I don't know. It's a really fun cliffhanger to leave off on, especially as a one shot. Maybe you get people in the door who want to read about the super pets. And then you leave them in a place where you're like, well, oh my God, what's going on with Supergirl? Maybe I pick up the next issue.
Yeah, that's a good
guys.
point. Yeah, I like the idea that maybe something had happened to Supergirl while she was in Metropolis with Leslie. I think that's actually a pretty good indication there. So it's a nice little moment, though, at the end, because all the super pets have gathered around Supergirl to check on her because they are concerned for her health and wellness. So I guess we'll find out what happened to Supergirl in the next issue. Hopefully she will be okay. Hopefully she'll make it out because she needs to make it to the summer of Supergirl. So I need her to live in the next issue. But it'll be interesting to see what happens to her. That's a pretty good cliffhanger to go out on.
I just wanted to highlight this comment from Abby, who says, "I need a Candy and Lulu meetup."
I think Lulu would dominate Candy. I think she would not put up with Candy.
Lulu would be thinking of like evil villain schemes that Candy's never even dreamed of.
I wonder though if Lulu would try to get cozy with Lena to try to then get to Lex.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. I could one Luthor, to another Luthor. Maybe she even gets really attached to Lena, and then before you know it, Lulu is going through a goth phase. Lulu's got a lot of dark eyeliner on.
Okay, now we're writing this comic too. I feel
like my name is actually Crow now.
That sounds amazing. I think Lulu would try to assume authority over all of the super pets. I think that's how that would go. But I wish for Lulu to appear in more DC stuff. I think she is a beautiful
Lulu
creation.
Is a great character, and I think that we need to start incorporating her more.
Maybe in the next Superman movie, Lex is going to be in it.
So
there's an opportunity.
Perfect Lulu-tunity.
I hope we get to see Lulu in more things in the future. She is an underrated super pet character that I think deserves a little more screen time. Okay, so Morgan, did you have any other thoughts? Do you want to talk about your overall thoughts about this issue? What do you want to talk about?
I really liked this issue overall. I really enjoyed a good day in the life of the pets. I'm often, when we talk on this podcast, I will pitch a day in the life story from for a minor character. So I always like when they actually do those, and I thought these were really fun. I liked the team ups of the different characters to kind of highlight their personalities. I think you got the one cranky one with the one more enthusiastic one, because I think a Candy and Streaky team up would be disastrous for everyone involved. But yeah, I thought both of the stories were really fun to read. I thought that the streaky one was a little bit stronger, but I thought that the crypto and candy one was fun as well. So yeah, I really liked it overall. As I was reading it, I was like, oh, I think that art is different. So when you read the different artists, I was like, okay, that makes sense, because it didn't. The character designs obviously were consistent, but it didn't look quite like Sophie Campbell's art 100%. And I liked getting to see a little bit of the different art from the different artists on this issue. And I think that they, even though both stories had different artists, I think that they meshed really well with each other. And it wasn't too jarring when you went from one art style to the next. So I really enjoyed this issue.
Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. I really did enjoy seeing the different art styles, and I think it's cool to see different people's perspectives on these characters and what they look like and how they would act. So I've enjoyed Sophie Campbell's art thus far, but it is nice to see some other people's take on it. So I did enjoy both the storytelling and the art in this one, and it was enjoyable to read. And even though the stories were a little bit kind of the same, they took a little twist in terms of the villain that they went up against and the way they resolved their issues. So even though they were very similar, they did have some differences in the story. So I also quite enjoyed this one. So I'm curious to see what happens in Supergirl number 6 to find out what happens to Supergirl as we go after to try to figure out why she has collapsed on the street. So hopefully she is going to be okay. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Supergirl Radio. If you would like to contact us, you can post a comment on our website at supergirlradio.com. You can email us at supergirlradio@gmail.com. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on X and Instagram, all at Supergirl Radio. If you'd like if you like what we do, we encourage you to give us a rating and write us a review on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to podcasts. They probably have a way to review us. So check that out. Supergirl Radio is part of the DCTV Podcast and Multiverse of Color Networks. You can hang out with us as we go live and wired, usually on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on the DCTV Podcast YouTube channel. Sometimes, depending on our schedules, we have to change nights like we did for this week. But usually you can find us Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. DCTV Podcast also has a TeePublic store. So if you're in need of DC TV, DC Comics related t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, magnets, tote bags, pins, phone cases, pillows, or stickers, you can go to supergirlradio.com and click on the TeePublic store link at the top of the page.
And since this issue was all about the Super Pets, we have some new crypto designs in the DCTV Podcast TeePublic store.
Yeah, lots of new crypto stuff in the TeePublic store.
The Snoopy one is really cute.
Yeah, I don't know exactly if you could add on with other characters with Snoopy. Like, could you put a tiny Tano as like a Woodstock or something like that?
Oh my God, yes.
You could probably build out Superman and Snoopy with other Snoopy at Crypto as Snoopy. You could probably build out other characters in there, but I think it's nice to have Crypto on that red doghouse with Superman Charlie Brown there. But we do have some new Crypto designs in the TeePublic store if you're interested in checking those out. If you're a big fan of Crypto or the Super Pets, please do so. And we would like to thank our legion of super sponsors for supporting the Supergirl Radio Patreon. These people are Michael, Anne-Marie, Yvonne, Nicola, Abby, Miriam, Nicole, Brian, Ethan, Majuba, Annie, Rachel, and Kit. If you'd like to become a legion of super sponsor, you can go to patreon.com/Supergirl Radio. And if you want to keep up with me, there's a couple ways to do that. You can go to Vero True Social. I'm at Derby Kid over there. On Instagram, I'm at The Derby Kid. On YouTube, you can check out my personal YouTube channel at youtube.com/DougMilkProd. I also have a travel blog I do with my brother at Oasis Broom, but we haven't posted our stuff from England yet, and that's mostly on me. So eventually we will get to that very soon. So those are the places where you can find me.
And you can find me on the internet at Mojotastic. And you can also find me as a co-host on the Legendary Ladies podcast, where we are back this week and from our summer break. And we were talking about the Netflix soapy drama, The Hunting Wives. And we have some fun stuff coming up for the next couple weeks. I think we're going to be talking about the new show, The Paper, which is like an Office spinoff. I think we're also going to be doing a couple of like horror movies for spooky season. So if you have a horror movie that you've been dying for us to watch, send it into the legendaryladies@gmail.com.
Was that an intentional pun?
Oh, that's the second time I've done that this episode.
You're just so punny this episode.
I'm just full of the puns and I don't even know it. But yeah, definitely send us in any suggestions. Actually, speaking of, Abby asks, any October spooky plans for the podcast or the Patreon?
We haven't talked about it. Well, we probably should.
That would be fun.
I'm sure there are some spooky things that we could probably review that would be in the same vein of the things that we talk about. I know we reviewed Batman Returns one time.
That's right.
Maybe should we review Batman 89?
Did we? Oh, which one? Returns is the Christmas one, right?
Yeah. But Batman 89 has like the Joker. It's a little creepy.
Oh,
I don't know.
I could do it. I could be down.
I'm trying to think if there are other like DC things that would be spooky.
DC.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like we already watched The Long Halloween.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so we can't do that for this.
That had Calendar Man on it.
We all know
Man.
I love Calendar Man. Is there a Calendar Man movie? I'll watch that.
We could look into it. I'm sure there is maybe something that we could talk about, and maybe we could talk about something that's just spooky.
Just spooky.
Maybe the Muppets. What is it? Haunted Mansion?
The Muppets Haunted Mansion is really good, especially if you're a Pepe fan.
My gosh.
Who was in
Pepe
it?
And Gonzo.
And Gonzo, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good character development for Pepe.
Pepe goes through a really dangerous situation though, because he as Pepe does, he falls in love with a lady who's no good for him.
Pepe's a lover, not a fighter, you know.
So we can try to plan that out. I think that would be a really fun idea. I am not really a spooky person anymore. When I was in my teenage years, I watched a lot of like horror movies, and of course I loved the Scream movies. We could watch those. I would love to review Scream 3. That's like my favorite one.
You know what is really funny, Rebecca? Scream 3 is the only one of the Scream franchise I haven't seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we should watch.
For some reason, I watched like Scream. I rewatched Scream 1. Obviously, everyone's seen Scream 1 a million times. But then I watched Scream 2. And then for some reason, I missed Scream 3. And then I watched Scream 4 because Kat was saying how much she liked Scream 4. And then I've watched the new ones. So I've actually, the only one I haven't seen is 3.
Okay. The reason I love Scream 3, and I'm not going to ruin it for you, but it has like there's a Hollywood aspect to it. It's very like movie within a movie kind of a thing. And there's characters who are playing the characters that we know.
Is it? Okay, this is, I mean, I was going to be like, this is a spoiler, but it's a very old movie. So I don't think I can spoil it. Isn't Carrie Fisher in Scream 3?
She is. She does make a little guest appearance. It's very good.
Carrie Fisher.
Yes. The random Carrie Fisher moments in any movie are delightful.
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm sad that we don't get those anymore, because she always... Carrie Fisher could make any movie better.
She elevated any movie.
She elevated all the material, even the ones where she had to fly through space like Mary Poppins. She really committed to it.
I believed.
I believed that she was doing it. So there is a Carrie Fisher moment in Scream 3. So maybe we do that. Maybe we just skip 1 and 2.
I mean, everyone's seen them.
We go straight to Scream 3, which is my personal favorite. So I've seen Scream 4. Kat may have reasons to. Maybe I should talk with Kat.
Kat was a big Scream 4 fan, because I had watched 1 and 2, and I was like, "All right, that's cool." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll get to the other ones." And I had heard that they weren't as good, and Kat was like, "No, you have to give Scream 4 a chance." So I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll watch Scream 4," and that's how I got 1 and 2, and then 4, which is that I didn't go back and watch 3. And it's been on my list for a long time. I was like, you know what? I love the Scream franchise so much. I really do need to watch 3.
Scream 3 is the best one. Don't listen to
Kat.
Kat.
That's a hot take.
Listen to me. Don't listen to Kat. Listen to me. I am correct. But I'd be curious to hear why Kat likes Scream 4 so much. But weren't there? Was there like more Scream movies after 4? I know we're like diving into like Scream movies now.
Yes, there have been new ones. I can't remember when like Scream, I guess 5. They retitled it just Scream, which I think is annoying, right? But Scream, the second version, it's like how it's
Is it Scream 2025?
2022. Scream 2022 came out in 2022, and then I think there was a 6 Scream. Yeah, so the next one is called Scream 6. So figure that out.
Wait, shouldn't Scream 2022 be Scream 6?
Well, Scream 2022 was actually Scream 5, but they didn't call it that. They called it Scream. They could have at least had like the 5 be the S or something clever.
Yes.
Whatever. It's Scream 5. I'm mad about it. And then there was Scream 6. So it goes Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream 6. Make that make sense. Scream 6 came out in 2023. So they have like they're like the legacy characters kind of pop back in. But it's kind of like this like Scream, the new generation. So they kind of do that where it's like there's new people in town, and it's like Jenny Ortega and Melissa Barrera are the new like Scream kids. And they're pretty fun movies, the 2 that they've released. But let's be honest, it's not the original.
They're no Scream 3 is the thing. Abby does make a suggestion, something with Director Bones. Now, Director Bones was in the final season of Stargirl.
That's true.
We never talked about it
because I hadn't made it to that yet, and still haven't.
Maybe we can review Stargirl season 3. To see what happens to Bones.
We could. That's another good suggestion.
Okay,
we love Bones when he's a director, when he's a civilian.
Each Bones is a good.
We love every version of Bones.
I think that would be fun. So we'll have to work on something. Definitely, Scream 3 and maybe a Bones rewatch or watch. Yeah. Because I actually haven't watched it all the way through. Because I was kind of waiting to see if we needed to do it for the podcast, and then we never did.
What season was he in? Was it
season 3?
Okay. All right. I watched all of season 1, and then I started season 2, and then I fell off because of laziness. So I would only have to catch up on season 2 to do that. So
yeah, well,
doable.
I think even if you just jumped into season 3, I think you'd be okay.
Yeah. Just
so
for the Bones.
if you want to do that, we can just watch for the Bones. Who cares about Stargirl?
That's not why we're here.
We're not here for Stargirl.
We're here for Director Bones.
He may just be Mr. Bones.
He might just be Mr. Bones. Maybe he hasn't gotten that promotion yet. Still working his way up the ladder.
So these are all good ideas. Lots of people have Scream thoughts in the chat. So I'm glad to hear everybody's opinions about why things are the way they are. Mind the Gap says that Scream 5 was Scream because it plays on legacy sequels. So I guess it's like a play on the horror movie genre.
Fine. Yeah, fine. That's clever. I love you, Scream.
It's still annoying, but
it's annoying for me personally to have to be like, no, Scream, the newer one, not the older one.
It's that SEO thing that we've been talking about with Superman. I know, but it's very confusing.
To be fair, they were probably making fun of the Halloween movies, which also did like the more recent reboots, and it started with Halloween, and you're like, no, that's what the original was called. Don't do that to me.
Please name it something different so we all know what we're talking about here.
Superman 2025.
All right. Well, we will definitely think since it's been requested that we do some sort of spooky something for the Patreon. So we will have to get to that. So hopefully maybe Morgan will actually get to watch Scream 3, which is the best of the Scream movies.
Excited.
I'm excited to get you to see that. All right. Well, I think that after all of that Scream talk, I think that's going to do it.
People come to Supergirl Radio for, right?
I think that's going to do it for this episode of Supergirl Radio. But until next time, I'm still Rebecca Johnson.
And I'm still Morgan Glennon. And we suppose the kittens were a little bit cute.
McGurk, I love
not
typing.
mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira. I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom, because her outfit.
She looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. So fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Yeah!